at the Diaz's family home, and we're gonna help them get their garden started. They have a lot of fruit trees in the ground. They have some raised bed. We're gonna get some plants in so that they can have their own sustainable living here.
I'm honest.
What, have you ever had this, Brother Pedro?
No, I never had this. What is this? Rutabaga? I don't know what it's called.
Rutabaga.
Rutabaga.
Okay, so it's a good time to try something new, right?
I guess.
These are
The chives,
rutabaga,
we can
yeah.
do the chives, but he already has the
Rutabaga, thyme, and squash.
Rutabaga, we're gonna.
Okay.
I know these.
Okay, but we
We
need
can put these
we
two.
need the stickers to know where is the
We're gonna
rutabaga.
have
what
to,
is
yeah,
the
we're gonna have to label them.
label.
Yes.
Yeah, label.
All right. So we're gonna get some more plants. We have some seeds. Trying to figure out what seeds we're gonna we're gonna get started. All right. Sister Diaz is gonna be the gardener, and Brother Pedro is gonna be the
The
gardener.
help. The
Okay.
helper.
All right. So when we start seeds, Sister Diaz wants to start seeds in our garden. We have to make sure that the nighttime temperature is 55 degrees or higher for the seeds to germinate.
Okay.
The daytime can be cool, ideally 75 or above. You get a good germination rate. I think tonight and tomorrow it's gonna be 51 to 53 in this area. So I believe it's good. We can start the seeds, and then next week it's gonna be warm, so they'll be able to germinate. Now, in terms of your seeds, certain things we don't grow in this time of year because, you know, January, February it's gonna get really cold. So no cucumbers, no tomatoes, no pumpkins, things like that that are summer crops. The summer crops, we start those in March, late February, March, preferably indoors, to get them ready to transplant outside. The items that we're gonna start today, Brother Pedro is gonna try his rutabaga for the first time. We have radish, we have green onions, parsnips, Brussels sprouts, and different varieties of lettuce. And we have some carrots. And then we're gonna also put in spinach, and we have some plants that we're gonna get
If I
in the
plant
ground.
this, how long is gonna be?
It's
But
all
to the
good
time
thing
when I'm
about
gonna eat the rutabaga, if I plant it
so
today.
the good thing about the back of your seed packet, it tells you the instructions on how to plant them, when to plant them. It will tell you how long it will take to germinate and how long it will take for you to be able to harvest your plants. So for the rutabaga, 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, see, if now is December or let's say January, then we're gonna be like
The end of February,
March,
close
at the end of
March.
March, we're gonna be harvesting.
Harvesting rutabaga.
Important things that we need to know is to label properly, and especially putting dates when
When
we
you plant
plant
it,
it,
so you
because
have a power.
otherwise we get lost. So we have always has to be, you know, thinking on the seeds, on the plants. So maybe
Right.
otherwise we're gonna mess it up.
So you're gonna mark today in your calendar that today we have all these seeds. You can get a seed journal or a planting journal, and you put the dates that you planted them. Not only for planting, it will know how often it is for you to feed, when to feed your plants, and when to expect that they're gonna be able to harvest.
And also another thing that I was thinking, if we put 3 months, let's say in 3 months I'm gonna be harvesting these rutabagas,
Rutabaga.
then the same things that I'm putting in the same bed has to be kind of the same time.
Not necessarily, because when you harvest that rutabaga, something else can be growing, and then when you take this out, you can plant something else. Say for instance, radish. Radish takes about 2.5 weeks for you to start harvesting radish. So when you harvest all your radish, or when you start harvesting radish, you can plant something else in the bed to make up for that space. So you don't have to harvest your whole bed at once. So you always have something growing. So we're gonna plant a little bit of rutabaga today. And for you to always have a harvest, we encourage you to plant every 2 weeks. So you'll never run out of rutabaga.
So we're gonna be busy basically.
You're gonna be busy.
busy now. We're gonna be
Yes, and that's how you sustain yourselves, because if you plant all your seeds one time, then you won't have anything to eat after 3 months. Okay, so when you eat all your rutabaga, then what are you gonna do? So to avoid running out of food, we plant every 2 weeks, so we have consistency with our harvest. Now, when the winter crops go dormant, then you know you think about what you're gonna fill in for spring. That's when you come in with your corn and your what do you call it? Potatoes, things like that.
How about cucumbers? When do we plant?
Cucumbers would be end of February to March, because those are warm season. All
And
right.
peppers?
And peppers and tomatoes.
And tomatoes.
Yes. So those
Carrots.
are hot, warm weather
Sweet
crops.
potatoes.
Mhm.
Sweet potatoes is like long, right?
Yes.
Because
Plant them in May
Yeah.
for
We-
November harvest. With the lettuce pack, it's pretty, you know, you don't have to do much with the lettuce. You don't have to space it out because these are leaf lettuce, not the head. If you're planting head lettuce, then you'd have to separate it. Like your romaine, you'd have to separate it.
What kind of lettuce?
But this is a mixed green. It has the different types of leaf lettuce that you can eat as baby greens, or you can let them grow to mature where you can maybe get a bigger head. So I just mix it in the soil. You don't have to separate these.
You're gonna use one bag.
I'm not going to use all of it. No, I'm going to use half of it so that when you start harvesting, you can put more.
And the thing is also, you don't want to harvest too much
much
at
at the same
once
time.
because you can't keep
Eat
up.
all of
Eat it at one time.
No, but we share with the neighbors or with others, right?
Yeah, you can take some to church and say,
Exactly.
Sister Sharice, Sister Sharice, look what we got.
The first carrot, the first.
All
yes,
right.
exactly.
So to make time, we're gonna put lettuce and certain things you don't plant together. I'm gonna put lettuce, green onions, and
this? No. This
Radish.
is another.
radish. Lettuce, green onions, and
On this
radish.
bed.
So this will be our
On this
salad.
bed. So this
This
is
will
gonna
be our
for
salad.
next-
This
here.
can be your salad bed, but I wanted to put the radish in here and beets and carrots, but we don't have any beets. So by the time your lettuce is done, you can put beets in this bed because remember it has most of the peat moss. And then in the next bed over there, that has a lot of peat moss, so we're gonna put carrots with some greens. Okay. So I'm gonna lay out the seeds so you can mix them in. You can plant them. And when I do carrots, I just use my hand to make a shallow trench, not too deep, and not too much space in between. Just make a straight trench. Carrots, you don't plant them too deep. Half an inch is the deepest you would go. And that's gonna be the trench for the carrots. After the carrots, we'll need like 4 trench. We're gonna start our spinach. And you just use your hands and do the same thing. If it's too deep, then you flatten the inner part. And then you just level it out. So the middle right here is too high. So the spinach, these are the Bloomsdale spinach. They're not the bushy spinach, so they don't need a whole lot of space. But you just drop.
One. So from each seed is gonna be one plant.
From each seed, one plant.
So you
Wow,
do
good.
one seed about probably an inch apart?
No, not too far.
So this all
Because
these
you
beds are
have an
gonna
inch
be.
apart for
How
carrots.
many lines of carrots you gonna?
We're gonna
do
put
now?
5 rows of carrots.
So we're gonna have a lot of carrots.
Then in a couple weeks, you're gonna plant some more carrots.
You see, mommy, you're gonna be full time here. It's a full time job.
Yeah, because you gotta eat full time, right?
You're only a part-time eater?
Wow, man, this
We
is.
gotta eat full time, so we plant full time.
We need to eat a lot then. Oh man, I'm gonna be overweight later.
Healthy. Or juice them. We do a lot of carrots because we juice.
Or cakes. Carrots on this 5 lines. Carrots.
5
Okay.
lines of carrots.
5. Yeah, like half of the bed basically. This half of the bed carrots. Okay, remember. Anyhow. Is one bag? You use all one bag?
No, not completely.
Oh,
And you just
okay.
lightly cover.
So we need to
Not too And
storage the bags.
We'll put the
also.
bag right here.
Okay.
So you know from there to there is carrots.
And you said how long does it take the carrots to
For
harvest?
carrots,
Check the back on the
It-
back, mommy.
you can harvest carrots as baby carrots or you can make them full grown. On the back, it says harvest 60 to 70 days.
Let me see that again.
So
2
2
months.
months.
2 months.
After 2 months, 60 to 70 days, you'll be able to harvest your carrots. But then if you want baby carrots, you can harvest it a lot sooner. And if you've ever tried carrot greens, the top of the carrots, you can harvest it too and eat it. It's a little bit bitter.
The top of the carrots.
Yep, the green part.
When you're hungry, you eat anything.
Yeah.
Autograph.
Thank you. Thank you for motivating us.
Amen, amen. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Seed Time and Harvest. Until next time, happy planting.